Yeah, all due respect, Alex, he's going to reign for a long time until he gets in there with a good wrestler that can stand.
Yeah.
Fala galera, tudo certo? Sejam bem-vindos ao Arena Nocaute. No vídeo de hoje a gente vai falar sobre o impacto de Alex Poatan no MMA, com comentários de grandes nomes, incluindo Rampage e Jackson, que falam sobre o legado desse monstro dos ringues. E não é só isso. Vamos também conferir Alex Poatan em um novo papel como ator, já que ele vai estrear no cinema em breve. Fiquem ligados para todas as novidades e a análise completa.
Hi, my name is Alex Pereira, and this is how I train. Chama.
Alright, and then maybe we do one in.
Bom, eu comecei a treinar kickboxing porque eu não tinha uma vida saudável, né, bebia muito e queria largar da bebida. E foi a única forma que eu me encontrei, né? Muitas pessoas sempre falam, o esporte salva, né? Brasil, a gente fala de futebol, mas eu nunca aprendi a jogar bola, muito ruim de futebol. E quando eu era pequeno, criança, sempre estava na rua brigando com outras molecadas. E eu falei, acho que eu levo jeito pra luta. Então procurei o esporte, achei o kickboxing e é onde que deu certo.
Take speed.
I should have marked that. I'm sorry. That is scene 1, take 1.
I don't
know what like not calling out the show or anything. It's all good. Action whenever you're ready.
Hi GQ, my name is Alex Pereira. This is the backdrop.
Go. How was it? One more time?
Love it.
So I'm always in the best shape to continue my training and be well prepared for the camp.
Cool. So, same deal. Maybe you can flip and then show me the. And then show me this.
Capaz que você pode virar assim e mostrar o que é, assim, por dentro. Você está mostrando desse lado, pode virar e mostrar. And then after that you want to throw. Então tá. Então mostra assim, vira, mostra por dentro e depois pode jogar.
Cool. So, you ready? 3, 2.
Yeah, all due respect, Alex, he's going to reign for a long time until he gets in there with a good wrestler that can stand.
Yeah. I mean, but right now it seems like even the way people talk about him, like we've seen fighters come on this podcast and say that his base, the way he throws, his power, like there's just something different about him. So just like Chuck's saying, a pure striker, you got to have to figure out something. But if he's getting all these guys to continuously say, hey, I'm not even going to shoot on you, I'm going to just strike, it's going to be a long time that this guy's going to be at top.
No, didn't they just sign the guy that used to beat him in kickboxing?
It's the last fight he ever had in Glory was the guy to beat him. And that guy was on the Contender Series. And then after the fight, I believe the guy lost on the Contender Series. And then Alex told Dana, yo, you got to sign this guy. This guy's incredible. He's been fighting a long time. He's good for the sport. So Dana took him like 20 minutes to go up there to announce who was going to be signed to the Contender Series. And then they signed him. So yeah, it's an interesting thing because this Contender Series is like the new feeder system for the UFC. So, I mean, that's a unique point that you brought up when you fought Overeem. In Pride, that Grand Prix, we were just watching that the other day, and Dana White's sitting in the audience, and they talk about how Dana White's bringing his UFC star to Pride, and hopefully, Chuck goes through, and then they have this, young Overeem's up there, and then you get that big win, you're going crazy. How was the dynamic back then? Because a lot of people don't even understand. It's not like UFC owned Pride at the time. It was kind of like
No, it was different.
Yeah.
And Pride was weird. Like going over there, like
weigh-ins were weird. Everything was weird over there. Like it was interesting.
And you fight on a Sunday instead of Saturday over there. Yeah. Early in the day.
Why is that?
I think because most people.
Pay-per-view time is probably the translate, however.
Yeah, because
translates. It's 17-hour difference. I think.
and the fans. That's how they had 70,000 fans there. People didn't work on Sunday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was like the day when most people was off.
Those videos of the audiences in Pride are some of the craziest things. It looks like I'm going to a Drake concert. Like it's just packed. I don't see a lot of UFC fights like that.
And it's quiet.
It's quiet.
Yeah.
That's the weirdest thing. The weirdest thing, first time I went over there, I was over there and Dan Henderson was fighting after me. And I was at, I've had Guy Metzger. And Dan Henderson was fighting. And we just come out from the thing and I'm screaming. I got my headphones on, right? I'm screaming, kill him. I'm saying all this crazy stuff. My brother's all, Chuck, starts tapping me. I'm like, what? Take your headphones off. I'm like, oh, they can hear me down there.
Everybody can hear you.
Yeah, everybody in here can hear me because no one's yelling. Like during the fights, and it was like during like if they pass a guard or something, you hear ooh, just silent.
Yeah.
Any screams there were like military guys that were over there, and a few Americans who were there, but the fights they were quiet during the fights. I mean they cheered when you're coming out and when you're leaving, but when during the fight it was quiet.
Chuck, the main event, Khalil Roundtree, Alex Pereira. I know you were talking about the fight when you came in here. What do you think of Khalil Roundtree's performance?
Man, just tough, man. Sometimes one of those things that last round, man, it was just like almost too tough for you. One of those guys you go, man, it's just too tough. Sometimes it was just too tough for our own good. Just tough, man. Just still standing after taking. I mean, because that man hits hard, really hard.
Yeah,
and
he don't look like it though. He don't look like he hit hard, but he does.
He does. Yeah, he's a beast, man. And and he was landing those shots clean. I was like, oh, it's hard to watch. I mean, I'm one of those guys. I'm always the last guy to say to stop something. I'm like, can someone stop making him hit him? Stop letting him hit him anymore.
Yeah,
it's enough. It's enough. It's over.
We see Alex kind of always warm up as the fights go on, but it seems like Khalil had such a good start. I thought he was going to be able to take down the fight. I thought it was going to be his.
Nah, I didn't think that, but I mean, he was in it. He was in the fight. Like it was. I mean, it was an interesting. It was more than he was in it more than I thought he would be.
It was very entertaining. He was winning like the first couple of rounds, wasn't he? Roundtree?
I mean, the scorecards had him winning. I just thought because
he wasn't landing more shots. I mean, I think people were just surprised he was doing this well. I think he was, but yeah,
it's for sure Alex's toughest fight of the year, I would say.
What?
So far.
Well, those last two before that, it was like
the last guy he knocked out right with the funny hair, right?
Yeah.
That was in like the first round, wasn't it? Or was it the second round?
It was the second round, but he had dropped him in the first round. Then right when the second round started,
what's that guy's name with the funny
Jamal
hair?
Hill, he knocked out too.
Oh yeah, he knocked out Jamal.
So I mean, Alex has been on a tear, but it seems like Khalil Roundtree put up one of the best battles of the year.
He put up a tough fight, man. I mean, and just like I said, just being able to stand there, just keep coming after that.
Yeah.
That's all. It's all heart,
I was concerned about his leg. How did you train against those calf kicks?
It wasn't a big thing when we were doing it. I mean, I used to like, but that's how I used to like to block. So that little turn in your front foot, and I'll hit someone. Like I make sure I don't let guys take. I didn't let guys take a free shot at my leg. You turn, and I just turn my instead of checking like you would like a normal like Muay Thai, picking it up and checking. I just turn it in and throw a punch.
Yeah,
which really kind of worked for me. Like, and I think it works pretty good for MMA because guys don't have the time usually to sit back and beat up your leg for 10 or 15 shots.
Yeah, he's right. Those calf kicks wasn't a big thing back in the day, but I felt some. I felt
you have to block them. You can't just let someone. You can't if you let someone get away with doing that. It'll wear on you really quick. Mm-hmm. Those guys that do it really good, they keep feeding it. I mean, it slows you down. Like you can't when you get. Like, that's the thing with leg kicks. Leg kicks or even calf kicks, you can't put enough pressure now on your. You can't put enough pressure on your front foot to get power. You know, like I just say, like if I fought a boxer, and as long as if I kick his legs, he's got 1 round to knock me out. By the end of the first round, he's not gonna be able to put enough weight on his front foot.
It's so dead.
It's
It
gonna
just
be
hurts
dead.
too bad, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you have an extensive karate background too, right? I mean, when you first started training, was the way people were kicking, the way people were checking, have we seen that evolve, or you just think it wasn't really that impactful back then? Because it seems like that's something more common nowadays, right?
It got more popular. Guys throwing that kick. I mean, as everything evolves and changes, and you get away with it a little more.
Yeah.
Yeah.